Honest Reviews here, and welcome to a brand new series that I am dubbing
Bands We Love to Hate.
And of course, if you saw the thumbnail, then you already know who we're talking about.
Look at this graph.
So basically what I'm going to do with this series is I'm going to go through like the band's history on where they stand currently, like how many albums they have, the success they were able to obtain, and just kind of give my general thoughts on the band. It's not really a sort of a review. If you do want me to do a review on Nickelback, you can let me know in the comments down below, and I'll consider it for a future video. But yeah, this is not an initial like ranking or review. This is more or less just my thoughts. And then at the end, I will give my thoughts on if they deserve the hate or not. According to Wikipedia, Nickelback is a Canadian rock band formed in 1995 in Hanna, Alberta, Canada. Throughout its history, it has consisted of lead guitarist and lead vocalist Chad Kroeger, rhythm guitarist, keyboardist, and backing vocalist Ryan Peake, and bassist Mike Kruger. Nickelback has released 10 studio albums, their latest, being Get Rolling, was released in 2022. They also have 2 live albums, 2 compilation albums, 1 EP, and numerous singles. Released in 2005, All the Right Reasons is Nickelback's best-selling album. In March, the album was certified Diamond by the Recording Industry Association of America, or RIAA, for achieving over 10 million units in sales and streams. So funny enough, I actually started off with All the Right Reasons. It was one of the first Nickelback albums I ever listened to. I remember plugging it into my radio, or put it in my radio's CD player, and just absolutely loving Follow You Home's guitar riff. There's a history or something behind it where I think it was like one of ZZ Top's guitar players that did that riff. I'm not sure. I think Rocked has more info on that, but besides the point. I listened to that album, and yeah, that one I listened to for quite a while. They just had this like dirty, like hard rock and like post grunge sound, which I absolutely loved. I wasn't listening to too hard of music back then. I think the heaviest I was listening to was like maybe Skeleton Creed. But yeah, so that's considering a lot. But I listened to All the Right Reasons, and I didn't really think a whole lot on like the lyrical themes, and like it was just more about the music to me at that point in age. I went back, and my mom owned a couple more Nickelback CDs. Like she had Silver Side Up, I think it was, and then Dark Horse, which was at that time was their newest one that they had just come out with. I listened to Silver Side Up. I didn't really care for that one. I think the most enjoyment I got of it was like 3 songs. That being Never Again, which is a song talking about domestic abuse. How You Remind Me, like their most famous one ever, sort of. And then I listened to, it was Woke Up This Morning, or something like that, or This Morning. I don't remember the track's name. Been forever since I've heard it, but I remember liking those 3 songs. I didn't care for the rest of the album. It sounded muted, you know. But then I went to Dark Horse, and I think I listened to that album a lot. Like that was my main album that I listened to. That and All the Right Reasons. Again, didn't really think of like the lyrical content and the themes in these songs. I just more or less liked it because it had a heavier dose than I was used to listening to. But yeah, Dark Horse was my favorite one. I think out of all of them I listened to. And then Here and Now was the last one I listened to. That one was okay. That one was a little more ballad heavy, but I liked that one as well. And I kind of stopped listening to Nickelback after then. After that, I think the last one I listened to, just for shits and giggles, basically, was "Get Rollin'," their latest one. And thinking how middle of the road that album was. So yeah, not to say that there's nothing wrong with any like middle of the road. It's just it was basic, especially after all the stuff I listened to. So, but that was like 3 years ago now at this point. So yeah, that's my history with Nickelback. When I think about it, going back and listening to some of their stuff, now that I understand what something means, I think really what does it for people is like their lyrical stuff. Like in the album, All the Right Reasons, it starts with him talking about how he's going to follow his lover home, and no matter what she does, it's not going to stop him from loving her. Um, to being a perverted romantic, to being somebody who says, "Oh yeah, memories. Look, remember these? Remember how this used to be?" To just a hopeless romantic, and then back to like a perverted romantic, and then it kind of out from there. So it's about that way through all of Nickelback's like albums. I don't really know how their early stuff played out because I really don't care at this point to go back and listen to them. But yeah, I don't. I personally I believe it's the lyrical stuff that they do, the tones and themes. Um, it's really like it really flip floppy, I guess is the word. So yeah, they do have some iconic stuff like Photograph, for instance, or that one song they played all the freaking time whenever it came out. And yeah, I must admit they got some pretty hard hitting stuff. Like I said, the riff from "Follow You Home" was spectacular. I don't know what they were cooking in the kitchen that day, but they they got it. So yeah, when it comes to Nickelback, I can say that they got some real talent. They know what they're doing. The problem is I think the problem is that it's just a bunch of like grown adults who have not gotten out of their teenage phase yet, and it's all about rock and roll, partying, drugs, alcohol, sex, this, that, and the other. It's just and yeah, I mean that's all been like a staple of rock music. Don't get me wrong, but it's just when it comes to like stuff like that, it's kind of I don't know. It kind of I guess if I had to put it lightly or put it one way or another, it doesn't resonate well with people. So, do I think Nickelback deserve the hate? Yes and no. Like I mentioned, they have all their iconic songs, and then they got my personal favorite, which is "Side of a Bullet." It's a tribute to Dimebag Darrell of Pantera fame, and they like sampled some of his riffs and guitar solos. Um, Personally, I think it's a good song. It's a good song. Getting darker out here. So I'm gonna have to finish up my review. Um, like I said, they have some good stuff, but they also have some bad stuff. And usually it just depends on the album that is being made. Um, so, do I think Nickelback deserve the hate? Yes and no, and for that reason alone. They have some iconic stuff, but it's often overshadowed by the cringier, like juvenile stuff. So, if you can still see me, maybe, yeah, there we go. Um, I can make this a regular series. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what your thoughts are on Nickelback. If you like them, if you don't like them, favorite album, whatever. So yeah, it's on you. If you wanted to see more of this series, I got a ton more bands I can do. Other than that, it's getting dark outside. My legs are getting eaten up by mosquitoes. So with that, I'm going to call it a night. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you around. Keep rocking out.
I was a god until my lawyer woke me up and said